Hello and welcome to Toy Polloi 2, and today we have an unboxing as I've got 3 packages here, 2 of which are surprise packages, so I'm not really sure what is inside them at all. The small package on the right here is from Emery. I do know what's inside that because that is pieces for the Masters of the Universe Spider. And then on the top here we have a package from Dan and another package underneath from Jons. So these 2 are surprise packages. I wasn't expecting them. I have no idea what's inside, so it's going to be a fun unboxing. So let's get on and open them up. This first package is from Emery. I put a post up on my Facebook page asking if anyone had any parts for a vintage Masters of the Universe Spider, because I'm trying to get enough bits that I can actually restore the one that I've got and do a video on it. And Emery got in touch talking about the the leg connector pieces, which was a part on mine. One of them is broken, and I don't think I can fix it because it's been broken and repaired a couple of times. So I'm hoping this is what is in here. I've already sent Emery some Toy Polloi goodies as a thank you. So yeah, let's open this up and see what is inside. So what is in here? Oh, and it is indeed, these are exactly the pieces I need. The leg connectors on the Spider do seem to break quite easily. They have a bit where you latch the leg into, and on one of the ones I've got it's snapped off here, and it looks like it's been repaired a couple of times. Someone's put a screw through it at one point and then glued it, so I needed a replacement one of those, and these should do exactly that. There's a couple of different versions it looks like. We've got some with a straight post and then some with an angled post. I'm not quite sure which one I need, but I've now got enough that should help me fix the Spider. So this next package is from Dan, and he's sent me some bits before, but he messaged me recently to say that he had a penny racer that he thought I'd like, and I do really like penny racers. Not many people seem to collect them, so I think I'm possibly one of the few people who do actually bother to hunt them down. They're vintage little toys that you put a penny in the back and they do wheelies. There's been all sorts of remakes over the years, but I like the vintage ones that came out in the early 80s. So yeah, Dan has said that that's what he sent me, but this box, as you can see, is clearly a bit bigger than a penny racer. So let's open it up and see what else is in there. Okay, so what is inside? Oh look, there's a whole load of bits and bobs. It's a whole box of little pieces. So, well, there you go. That is the penny racer that he said he was going to send me, which is a little dune buggy. On the back it will tell you which one it is. So this is Surf and Turf. Now I do actually have this one, but the one I've got was in terrible condition. It's missing part of its bumper and I've repaired some stickers on it. This one is in lovely condition, and I can tell you this is an original penny racer because on the bottom it says Takara. That looks absolutely fantastic. Should we check if it works? If we do a little bit of a pull back, it does even work. That is really lovely. So that is what Dan said he was going to send me, this little vintage penny racer. That is absolutely fantastic. But then we have a whole load of other bits. We've got some things that look a little bit like Playmobil. Are those actually Playmobil? Don't look exactly like it. They've got the same sort of styles to them, but yeah, it doesn't say Playmobil on the bottom. What does it say? I can't really read it. Oh, well, those are interesting. So if you know what those are, there's a few of these not quite Playmobil type people. In fact, there's a whole load of them. They just look like chefs or something like that. Maybe they're working in a restaurant. So there's a few of those. Oh, there's another one. Is there more? There's another one. There's a whole load of these. Yeah, if you know what those are, do let me know, because they're not quite Playmobil. Maybe they are a really vintage one, but yeah, I don't think they are. So yeah, if you know what those are, leave a comment below. Then we have, oh well, there's some He-Man figures. So we have a Grizzlaw, which you'll have seen me make a new fur for a Grizzlaw quite recently. That's actually in really pretty good condition. His fur is really quite nice, so he's not too bad at all. Then underneath him we have a Moss Man, and he looks like most moss men do these days, a little bit tatty around the edges. The flocking on them tends to go quite sticky, so you end up with faces like that. But otherwise, that's not a bad moss man. Then we have, what have we got here? Oh look, there's a bit of hair, which I think possibly goes to one of those figures from earlier. There are a couple of Star Trek figures. So we have, that is Chakotay from Voyager. And that, I'm going to just say, is a Klingon. I don't know which Klingon that is, but that is a Klingon. I quite like these figures. I've got a few of them. I've not really collecting them, but I've got a few of them, and just because I do really like Star Trek. Mrs. Toy Polloi actually likes Star Trek more than I do. But yeah, that's quite nice. That is a pretty good Chakotay, and as I say, a Klingon. And then we've got a few other bits at the bottom. I can see part of a Zoids vehicle and a few other cars. Let me just take those out and we'll take a look at them. So we have the remains of a Zoids vehicle. Or is that a complete Zoids vehicle? could be complete. Who knows with these things? There's so many little bits to them. Actually, I think that's possibly complete. It's even got the little pilot there. We just pop the pilot back in the little cockpit there. Just sits in there. So it's a little elephant-like Zoids. Maybe so. Also, maybe it is missing a trunk or something. It does sort of look like an elephant, but let's give it a go. See if it walks. Oh, just about. Yeah, that does sort of go. So yeah, that's part of a Zoid's little robot. And then we have two not quite transformers, not quite sure what those are. Obviously the feet of something, because that's clearly turning into a foot there, and it is a robot. So that is the foot of something. Any maker's marks on that? Not that I can see. So again, yeah, some unknown transformer type things. And then we have quite a futuristic looking sort of space buggy, which is called SC4. That's what it says on the side. On the bottom this says Lone Star, made in England. So this is a sort of vintage die cast, yeah, sort of a space vehicle or sort of a space tractor or something. Maybe it was pulling something at some point. So interesting stuff. But yeah, thanks for all those pieces, Dan. The bit that you sort of said that you were going to send me, this little penny racer, is amazing. But the other stuff is all pretty cool as well. This final package is from John, or John Lab Pulse. Now, he sent me stuff before, but I have to say I wasn't expecting this package. It just arrived, so it's all going to be a surprise to me what's inside. So let's open this up and see what John has sent in. Right, there is a note on top. It says, "Hi Dave, Toy Polloi Two. Some failed custom leftovers, some craft bitties for new capes, and most of a Vader TIE Fighter. Contact's good, motor good, the wiring is busted. Enjoy, John." Right, well, thanks, John. Let's take a look and see what this stuff is. Oh, well, I can see loads of Skeletor bits there, and some other things. So let's just open this up. Okay, so the first bag here is remains of Skeletors. It looks like it's quite a bit of a Skeletor there. So we have a couple of Skeletor heads. We've got some arms. I'm always after arms because they are often missing or often very damaged. There's a few sets of arms there. That is really useful. And then we've got a Skeletor that has been painted black, I'm going to say. It looks like it's been spray painted and the head's been spray painted. Got a few pairs of legs again with bits of paint on. But do you know what? I think there's a whole figure in that. I'm sure we can strip the paint off this and get at least one figure out of those. But if not, these parts will go in my Skeletor parts bag and I will build something out of them, because as I say, I'm always after parts for them. I can generally build something, so that is incredibly useful. What's in this bag here? Oh, right, it really is the remains of a Darth Vader TIE Fighter. So we've got all sorts of bits, rusty bits, and yeah. Right, yeah, this is the sort of full remains of a TIE Fighter with, yeah, all sorts of bits missing and broken. But actually, that's not too bad at all. So we've got the wings there, missing the clips that hold it onto the body. But actually, if you've seen the video I did over on the Toy Polloi of sort of taking the junk parts of a DV TIE Fighter and making my own custom, you can get 3D prints of those now. So I actually do have a couple of 3D prints left that I can use for that. We've got the main part of the body, which, yeah, doesn't have any wiring in it, but everything else is not looking too bad in there. We've got the canopy pieces, we've got the internal little seat, and then we've got some other bits here. So we've got the clips. Actually, those clips don't look like they're broken, which is pretty unusual. Let me just open this bag and we'll check that out. Yeah, those don't look broken at all. They've got even got all of the bits on it. Yeah, that's very unusual. I don't think I've seen an unbroken clip in a long time. And then we've got the sort of other little pieces in there and the windscreen. So yeah, there is the big chunk of a DV TIE Fighter there. There's a few bits missing, but that's not bad at all. Oh, thanks, John. Those are fantastic. I think a lot of people, as I've said before, would think this is just sort of rubbish that no one would want. But for me, this is a fun project, especially the Skeletors there. That is going to get fixed up into something, because there's some pretty reasonable Skeletor heads there. Certainly do something with those. And I missed something at the bottom of the box. There was another bag. It was hidden away. So let's take a look at what's in here. This looks like fabrics and stuff. So we have some like fabric, leopard print and cow prints. Yeah, they're quite interesting patterns, aren't they? Is this sort of, it's like a sort of thick felt maybe, with all sorts of sort of animal prints on them. Those would be pretty useful. And then some sort of various cords. I can certainly see that being very useful as well. So thanks for those, John. I've got some interesting fabrics and some cord. Will come in very handy. yeah, some fun capes to be made. So there we go, that was what was in those boxes. I need to say a massive thanks to Emery, who did the trade with me for those spider bits. That is fantastic, that's really helped me out, and I will be getting on with that project shortly. And a massive thanks to John and to Dan for these surprise packages. There's some really cool bits in here. I like a pile of broken Skeletors like that. That's going to be really good fun, and I'm looking forward to actually sort of getting at least one Skeletor made out of all of these parts. And certainly the Darth Vader TIE Fighter can be fixed up as well, so I'm going to get on with that as well fairly soon. So thanks to everyone who sent stuff in. Hopefully you have enjoyed this video. If you have, then make sure to hit the subscribe button and tap the bell to be notified each time I upload a new video. And if you've really enjoyed it, then head on over to my main channel, Toy Polloi, and subscribe there as well. And thanks for watching.